Al here to make some comments about one of my favorite James Bond guys, and that's Roger Moore. And one of them that he made is called Moonraker. And yes, that's the one with the skydiving sequence in the beginning. And it just has a little bit of a background on that. The real jumpers, the one that did Roger Moore's part looked like him, looked just like him. So they got, and we got real lucky because of that. We all think it's Roger Moore doing the skydiving, and you could see on the suit coats they were wearing there was a Velcro strip on the back. Both Jaws and the pilot and the Roger Moore James Bond character. And it took those people 67 jumps to get that sequence there. They had to match up the sky and the clouds and all of that kind of thing. And one of the things about that is it just completely ignored the story content of it. It starts with Roger Moore kissing supposedly the stewardess, and the plane itself was kind of small, maybe holds 6-8 passengers, something like that. And all of a sudden the pilot comes out, and he's got a parachute on and a helmet and everything, and he's got a gun, and he shoots the instrument in the plane, so supposedly that makes it so that the plane is going to malfunction and that there's some sort of imminent need to exit the aircraft. And what happens to the girl, the story just passes her by pretty quick. And also there's the pilot and James Bond fight for a while, and then suddenly Jaws appears out of nowhere, and that's Richard Keel. He's 6'7" or 8" or something, and he had the sparkling thing in his teeth, and so how they could hide somebody that big in that small an airplane, I don't know. But that's one, and what James Bond was doing in that airplane to begin with, kissing that girl, don't know. They don't explain those things, but nobody's, I don't think, has ever focused on that before, because the storyline becomes so exciting and emphatic with this skydiving sequence. I think Jaws pushes James Bond out of the doorway of the airplane without a parachute, supposedly. In real life, under the suit jacket, he did have a parachute. So the character, the stuntman, had a chute, and they all did, really. And then they fight over another chute and all of that, and then Jaws appears out there skydiving, and so it was such an immensely exciting start to a James Bond movie compared to a lot of the other ones. That's why I decided to bring this up. Another item about this movie is that normally the James Bond guys is maybe, I don't know, 30, 35 years older than the women that he encounters in these pictures, and this was no exception here. And also, this was an interesting thing. Technology has changed from that time, from the 70s to now. Now we have 4K, 8K. Well, this doesn't always do somebody that's made movies 50 years ago, 40 years ago. It doesn't make them look good in all cases. And Roger Moore got into show business to begin with by his looks. But I think he had the part from, like, say, age 45 to 57, right around there. And so he aged pretty well, but the 4K doesn't always... those movies were made with the technology available at the time, and the 4K is, let's just put it, it's a little bit more scrutinizing. So Roger Moore didn't look quite as well as he could have, but still, the Bond franchise did pretty well in this picture, and it worked pretty well, and it's an exciting one. And I think it was Shirley Bassey sing the Moonraker deal. And so the ingredients that go into the Bond pictures were there, but I just wanted to make those remarks to bring it up to date a little bit. Very exciting motion picture. I think I've said enough about it. I think an extremely, most, if not the most interesting character here is Lois Chiles. She was in The Way We Were, and she was this one, and she sort of had a career at the University of Austin in the film department of the university. So this was her character here, and it was just and Corinne Clary was in it as well, and she had a pretty good part, if not a shorter one. And so Chiles was just amazing in this, as she was in The Way We Were, and she was also in the Great Gatsby, the Redford one, the first one. So she had those three pictures that just, she's amazing looking, and I'm happy to hear that she had a kind of a career in the scholastic area, with that specialty, that film kind of specialty thing. So she's in this one, and it's an amazing picture. And again, Hal David comes in with the lyrics for the song Moonraker, and he was the lyrics guy in the Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, Raindrops Keep Falling on My Head. So he and Bacharach worked together. In this case, he's working with John Barry. So that was another, kind of a common denominator in some of the big pictures around at the time. So, James Bond, Moonraker.